start with. So how did the two of you meet and sort of become a duo then?
Yeah, basically I was producing, just on my own for ages. Not for ages, maybe a few years, and then I started working with Kevin Mackay from Glasgow Undergrounds. That was after I'd done a mix on South Glasgow. So once I'd finished that, Kevin had heard it, got in touch, asked me if I wrote music, kind of went from there. And I was doing sort of like deeper house and sort of like summary beach chord sort of thing, and Illyus at the same time as he'd only just kind of started working with Kevin, did a remix for him. I think Kevin just kind of put two and two together. It was like, I was more sort of on the melodic side, because my background's sort of like composition, and Illyus is more like sampling, production, which is the kind of stuff that I lacked in, was like, understanding all compression and EQ and things like that. So Kevin just said, yeah, how about you guys get in touch, have a chat, have a jam, see how it goes, and just kind of wait from there, didn't it?
Yeah, just went for lunch and got on and got a date thing.
I took him for Japanese food.
Got a date thing. I got on. So I was just for Kevin. Kevin just puts together and then it's only been like what, a year and a half or something.
Yeah, a year and a half.
Yeah. So who inspired the two of you to come start producing music?
Individually?
Yeah, individually, sort of inspirations.
I don't really know, to be fair, I've been DJing for quite a long while. I've been DJing for a good 10 years or something, so probably, and then I suppose like a glass ceiling, I just thought like I'd rather have people dance to my stuff than always playing someone else's stuff. And I main team, Jazzy Jeff, DJing, had a great night, loved all the stuff he was doing. I'd seen him play before, so I knew what to expect. But the following week I got dragged to which wasn't my scene, like a Ferry Costin gig. And I didn't know half of the songs.
Ferry Costin's not your
I didn't even really enjoy the night or anything, but the main thing I took from it was whoever I was with at the time, I can't even remember, kept saying, oh, this is his big song, and this is his big song, and I just seen people doing handstands and going bananas. It kind of like dawned on me. I went to see Jazzy Jeff the week before, and he was playing everyone else's songs, and the next week Ferry Costin, people were just doing his own stuff, and kind of just, I knew kind of what direction musically I would want to go in and all that sort of thing.
Mine's mostly like, I did classical music for so many years, and then when I was 17, I didn't really get the opportunity to go to pursue that. So that was just when I finished high school. So it was a bit disappointing not to be able to do it because I really, really enjoyed it. But after that, like that summer, as I finished high school, Rock Ness was coming, so that was like Daft Punk were playing. So that's the only one I actually knew. I knew it was Daft Punk, and I was like, I'm gonna go for that because everybody knows Daft Punk, that'll be amazing. And then when I got there, the first sun was, blaring, had a couple of ciders and things like 17-year-old, like having a couple of ciders and things like that. And the first tent I walked into was the Soulwax tent, and it was Errol Alkin playing Get Snuff by Roman Flugel.
Yeah.
And I'd never heard anything like that before, and I just seen like this pure tiny tent with like 500 people like packed in it, just going for it. Like, and he was like, he had doing this thing, had the bass off for ages. And he was like putting loads of delay and reverb, and everyone was just going nuts. And then like he just let the bass come back in, and everyone just lost the plot. And I was like, I want to do that. Like I want to make music like that. I want to try and be a DJ. I want to try and do that stuff. So.
We come from different worlds. Like,
yeah.
I come from the world of hip hop, so it's people like Pete Rock and DJ Premier and all that inspired me in that world and tried to do that sort of thing. But then you see something like what Ivan was talking about, and your eyes just open a little bit, like the way the modern music world's going, I suppose.
So as you say, just sort of different backgrounds and stuff like that. So what sort of attracted you to house music? Was it just going to see that sort of gigs?
Yeah, for me it was Errol Alkin, I'd say, but at that time it was electro house that was big.
Yeah.
And like all the fidget and
stuff
FOMO and Will Bailey and things like that.
Runners or something like Crookers or something.
Yeah, Crookers were like at one point, and in Glasgow it was next like Death Disco at the Arches. It used to be amazing. Like that used to put on like Bloody Beetroots and Errol Alkin and Mastercraft and things like that. So for me,
like scratching and stuff, and like seeing someone like A-Track move from hip hop into playing like that. I mean, going to Ibiza, like it was like 2010. I seen him play, and it was more or less just a house set, and but he was using all the kind of hip hop skills and things like that to do it, and I just found it phenomenal. Like it was this boy's like developed and into something totally different, and that's why his name's still spoke about even today in 2015. He's still about and doing things and moving forward, and that's kind of where I seen it for myself.
I mean, there's some people that have like this big introduction to house music, like this kind of defining moment, but I think for me anyway, it took a while for me to really get into the sort of bigger house music.
Yeah,
Like
there's
the
a point in your younger life where you just think it all sounds the same. You're just like, it's just like a 4/4 beat, and you're just like, when does the song change?
See, I loved all the stuff like Daft Punk, and I remember 1999 when that like Stardust came out, Music Sounds Better. I remember I was just a wee dude. I was only 10. And listening to that, so I remember like watching it on MTV, going, "That's a really cool song." But it wasn't until I went to when I was 17 and then kind of got into the dance music, and even then, like 3 years later, it wasn't until I started really getting into like, I didn't really hear Kerry Chandler until I was like 20. Do you know what I mean? And people will turn their nose up, "I can't believe you never heard Kerry Chandler," but like you find music in different ways, and people find it at different times. But I find it took me different because I had to get past the crap music that was electro house in order to get, it's a good introduction. And once I got past that, then like I kind of like Luciano, I like Ricardo Villalobos. And you think that's really different, and then you kind of like delve deeper into it, and the more you enjoy it, the more you just want to find out more artists. And then now, I don't know, it's too much music.
Alright, so you guys have played all over the UK, but what makes Glasgow's scene unique?
I love that question actually. Before we got to play other cities, like we've done the survey a few times in other places, and like you see taps off and people going mental, and you get involved yourself. Like the last gig we done in the survey, I was in the crowd, and I was getting my drink handed over to me from him, and just things, just a bit of madness, and there's people looking at you like, "What do you do, big man?" Like, but then you think before we went anywhere else in another city and played, you just assumed everywhere's like that. I mean, there's UK in it, so like you just think everyone's got the same lager out attitude.
But they don't.
That's the thing, they don't. Right? Like us Glaswegians are just more mental than anyone. Like, and that's kind of makes it. It's like no matter if you've done this survey 6 times in a year or whatever, and the 7th offer comes in, you're still going to say yes, I'm doing it, because it's just
excellent.
It could be, we've done it when there's 100 people to like when it's been a packed house, and it's always the same thing. Like everyone ends up the dance floor, everyone has the best night possible. And I think it's also because like you only got from like 11 till 3. So you've only got a short space of time.
Yeah.
As madly as possible. It's the best night possible.
It's exactly
in all these places you've got till 6, 7 and all that sort of thing. So that makes a difference at Glasgow.
It's just mad. Everyone just wants to have a good time. Because I think London especially, I mean, it's not a disrespect to London, because London's obviously this huge hub of creativity music and especially like just dance music. Like when you go there, we've really found that the crowd's a lot more reserved. They don't really let you know when what you're doing is amazing, because you could be doing this blinding set and then you're kind of like looking at it, it's not an apathetic crowd, but like they're a bit too cool. And they want to go back and they just have a lot of dance.
They really want you to like wear them, like
you know, it takes a lot of time.
So it's a bit of like, we're still learning at that. We're still learning that part of things.
And in Glasgow especially, like when you're doing something good, there's people coming up to you and they're just like, "Better, do it better, this is excellent," but you know, take it up a notch, and then when you take it up a notch, they appreciate it, and then you just see them, and you see the madness and actual people in a club with it.
Like you see tweets from people like, I don't know, Eats Everything and all that, and they say it as well. They come up here and every time they see something that they love the crowd and stuff. Like I would say, feel like we alone, like you go to the toilet and some guys going, "Big man, what a set, man! That was a great set."
Leaning over the barriers at some club like that. "What track is that?" I take out my phone and every single track is going down.
Right, so is there any particular standout moment that sort of captures the energy or passion at Glasgow's house scene that you guys have? Any particular memory?
So the captions what? Just,
Sort of like the energy or the sort of passion of the scene.
oh,
in
right.
terms of the crowd and stuff like that.
I think most recently, I think it was Hector from Riverdale.
Yeah.
He was because we did a back-to-back with Mate Door at Sub Club, and Rob was playing one of Hector's new tunes.
But it goes under
Dennis Salter, and Kevin's phone. And then and he was playing his new track, and you know the big haze was all, the smoke was going off, and you kind of look up and there was Hector crowd surfing like just at Sub Club, just like everyone's picking him up and chanting and things like that because it was his new song.
Yeah, he was just getting back a little bit, yeah.
He's sitting there with a beam on, you know what I mean, because it just went down so because his new stuff's excellent. His new EP for Dixon Avenue is incredible.
Things like that though, like just even with the Hector being there, and us playing in the Abora and that, it's kind of producer community at the moment. So maybe that even kind of is what is why Glasgow got a foothold in the dance music, and well, always has done, but like last year or so, like it seems like so many people are doing stuff, are doing well. So maybe that kind of signifies it. What Glasgow's about.
So what plans do you guys have for the future?
Just like I was chatting to you when it first came up, just getting these remixes done.
Yeah, just keeping it up to be
Yeah.
fair. Like it's last year we didn't expect any support or anyone liking our stuff. Like we never really do. We're dead surprised like if people like what we do. Because we're just, I suppose, I'm probably a bit more mental, but we're just two normal guys that make music. So if we've not been doing it that long either. Like we've just been geeks. That's all it is. We've been geeks and that a bit quicker than we thought we would. And it's going alright so far, but you never know. In 2 years' time, I could be driving taxis. So
I know. I think you just
not
need
saying
to,
that's a bad job.
yeah, you just need to take it as it comes. I think like just keep working. Like it's good to think about the future and say on in 5 years' time, I still like to be top of my game, relevant and things like that. But you never know. So I think you just take it as it comes really, and just keep working hard. Yeah, just need to just want to keep writing music as much as we can when we can. And do more gigs. So do more gigs as we want.
We realise that it doesn't like just come to you. Like it does take a while and it take a lot of hours.
A lot of hard work and like a bit of luck as well.
Alright, and just finally, if you could choose a sort of track that sort of accumulates the sort of whole scene, what would you sort of pick? And we'll use it in the documentary as well.
Like for
like just like a track, either a track that you guys have made or either a track that you're just like, I love that and like that should be played in Glasgow near enough every night or whatever because it's that good, or like it just sort of reminds you of sort of the
because
Glasgow.
we there's always one track. Was it every time we do gigs, either one of us whips out this track. What is it we both love? Because there's a few like Sydney Charles tracks the other day and Pirate Course and stuff like that.
I don't actually know. That's a tough question.
It's a really tough question actually. I mean, if we had to pick a track of our own that we think like, not that I think that it should get played every time in Glasgow, but I think one track that we love is just Ballin'. I think just because that was when it's just the pure. I think because behind it on like when we wrote Ballin', it has those lyrics you knew I was balling when I met you, but like it's a bit of a joke. We did that as a joke, and all of a sudden it kind of became this quite kind of signature track. And people come up and people like on Twitter saying, tag us in things, yeah, I'm a baller, I'm a baller and all that. I'm just like, mate, like, no, like, it was a joke because like Illyus found the sample and he was just like, but it's hilarious. Like he actually texted me when he found it, he was just like, mate, I have this hilarious sample, and it's really funny and it's quite tongue in cheek, and I came in and I loved it. And then I think people we think that we're dead serious about it or something, that we think, yeah, we're a couple of ballers here, but we're definitely not. And I think that's the one that kind of, I think for us, our own chat with mates kind of summarises that we don't take ourselves seriously at all. Like if you've ever seen us DJ or been around him, a DJ booth, you realise that we don't know how to take ourselves seriously. And that one epitomises us, I think.
Yeah, it's
Alright, well, thanks very much.
Yeah, it's cool.
As always. Cheers.
Anything you needed? Like, is that cool?
I know that's
Yeah,
everything,
cool.
man. Aye, cheers, thanks very much.
Yeah, no
Appreciate you
problem.
giving us the time and stuff like that.
Cool one.
Stop up.
Just careful, you know.
Oh, we can send you frustration.